This week on The Climb, the turkey train rolls into Central and South Florida for a little Osceola hunting action. There's 4 species in the United States. You've got the Miriams, you've got the Rio, the Eastern, and the Osceola. If you want to get your slam, you got to go through Florida to get it.
I can't stop the fly.
The Climb is presented by K2 Coolers and the K2 Lifestyle. Real value, real cold. The Climb is also brought to you by Killer Food Plots. You reap what you sow. Moultrie Products, helping grow the hunt. Alpine Innovations, performance outdoor accessories. Bowhunter One, makers of expandable broadheads. Nomad, I hunt, therefore I am. Hawk, high-performance sporting optics. Lacrosse footwear, done right since 1897. And Redneck Blinds, the best deer blinds on the planet. So last spring, I had a chance to hunt with one of my favorite kids in the world, Hannah Hodges. Hannah and her parents have become really good friends of mine, and Hannah had an opportunity to go to hunt in Osceola in Central Florida. So I got to go down there with them and help guide Hannah and film her for the weekend. And she's just, like I said, one of my favorite people in the world.
Yeah, and she's so much more than a hunter, really. I mean, she's a true conservationist. She has helped out in issues in Florida several times, going in front of the commission to talk about a hunting heritage that she loves and is so passionate about. And that's really where we've gotten to know her, is through her work in the conservation world.
All right, so it's Friday afternoon and we're headed down to the TM Ranch, which is just outside of Orlando, to hopefully be on the way to kill our first Osceolas. Headed down with my dad and my mom, who will also be hunting. So it should be a good weekend. We're excited to go down tonight and meet the guides and eat dinner, and then we'll be up for an early morning.
So we rolled into turkey camp, and there were gobblers in the yard, there was deer in the yard, there was game running everywhere. One of our other good buddies, Lou Hobner, was in camp, and Lou's always a pleasure to spend time with, and he was going to help us out over the weekend.
And when he talks about Lou Hobner, there's a reason he talks about Lou Hobner. Kenny Barker, he goes to Walmart to kill turkeys. Lou Hobner could kill a turkey anywhere. He traveled all around this country killing turkeys. When you hear Kenny call, it's kind of like a cat fight. When you hear Lou call, you swear you're at a turkey farm.
We kind of went out that night and did a little bit of scouting around, saw where we were going to go the next morning. We tried to roost a couple birds. No doubt that night it was hard to sleep because we had a lot to look forward to the next morning. I'm looking for.
Come on, we're getting left.
Here, give me something real quick. Time to go kill a turkey. Just say something like that.
It's time to go kill a bird.
There you go. So the first morning, the sun's starting to come up, and there are birds sounding off everywhere. And we were fired up. We knew there was no way that morning that we were going to leave there without killing the turkey. And but you know, as luck would have it, 20 minutes into the hunt, bam, we hear the first gunshot. And Hillary, Hannah's mom, she killed a hammer of a bird. I mean, he was a stud. He measured out like 1 3/4 spurs, 12-inch beard, and it was her first turkey ever. So it was a pretty incredible bird, very impressive. And you'd have to know Hannah, but it was on at that point in time. Nothing was going to stop us from killing a bird, and she certainly didn't want to be outdone by her mother. No matter how hard we tried, no matter how many birds we got on day one, it just didn't work out for us. But we went to bed that night confident, on what was going to happen for day 2. This segment is brought to you by Herd 360 Scent Elimination, scientifically proven to kill odor at the source. Day 2, I enlisted some help from my man Lou. Lou's an incredible caller. He's kind of like me. He doesn't let the grass grow under his feet. He likes to run and gun. And I knew if anybody could help Hannah get her first Osceola, it was going to be Lou. And so away we went. We set up that morning in a spot that we had spent quite a bit of time in the day before. We knew the birds were going to be in there at some point in time. We just didn't know how many and how soon it was going to be. Soon after daybreak, we had some hens come across a palmetto flat. And we got to experience one of the most phenomenal vocals that I've ever been a part of in the turkey woods before. We had about 12 hens coming through in a group, and she was mad at the world. She did not want us talking to her man, who was a couple hundred yards away. And so we got into this knockdown verbal drag out.
Here he comes, I see him coming from the left. Coming hard. Get your gun up. He's ready. He's that decoy now.
Here, yeah. What a hunt.
Thank you for those hens.
Oh, how about that new hobby? Hannah, look at me.
He was coming hard now.
Oh, girl, was that not an incredible hunt?
Give me 5, baby. Oh my God.
My goodness, what an incredible.
Some action, Jenny.
That was incredible. Good, Hannah? You did awesome. You know, anytime anybody takes an animal, you know, they're affected on many different levels, and that's one of the things that makes hunting so great. Hannah's emotion, it was raw and it was in the moment. It was a bit of a roller coaster like hunting is for everybody. And it was emotional for everybody, for me and Lou and Hannah. She didn't know if she had just shot a bird with an 8-inch beard and 3/4-inch spurs. She had no idea.
That's an old smart bird.
Dude, that's a stud bird.
When we got up to that bird, he measured out at 2-inch spurs, an 11-inch beard, and he weighed about 22 pounds. So her first ever Osceola, you know, was a bird of a lifetime.
As a 16-year-old girl, it seems a little, you know, taboo to be spending all my weekends hunting, but it's absolutely incredible. And I encourage anyone that has any interest in conservation or hunting or anything like that to really check it out. Try and learn about it. Try and find organizations near you that can help you learn and further educate yourself. It changes the way you think about everything. It teaches you skills that you can carry into all aspects of life.
No doubt whatsoever, the hunt that morning was a hunt of a lifetime. It matched the bird, and what a great weekend we had. This segment is brought to you by Lacrosse Footwear. Whether for hunting, working, or tending the land upon which they tread, Lacrosse rubber boots gives you the freedom to focus on what matters most to you.
Whether you are deer hunting, turkey hunting, or just enjoying the outdoors, Redneck Blinds has got you covered. From our wildly popular fiberglass blinds to our hay bale blinds and our new lineup of Softside 360 blinds, Redneck has the products to provide you with the ultimate in stealth, concealment, and comfort, tailored to fit your individual needs. All Redneck products are designed with quality, comfort, durability, and the protection you demand. This year, give yourself the Redneck advantage. For more information, visit redneckblinds.com.
So killing an Osceola is definitely high on my things to do list. And after being with Hannah and Hillary and James for the weekend and seeing their success, that got me fired up that much more. Access can be an issue at times, and we've got incredible public lands to hunt in Florida, but it's crowded. There's a lot of pressure, and when you step into the woods there, you gotta be on your A game. My buddy Ricky had scouted out this piece of property down near Okeechobee, and we were able to get in there one morning, and we just had our fingers crossed. Maybe if we'd get lucky, we'd hear a gobble. And sure enough, daybreak, one hammers. So this gobbler, he hammers right at daylight. And me and Ricky kind of look at each other in total disbelief. Here we are on public land, we haven't heard anybody else call, and we've got a bird, you know, less than 200 yards from us, and he is on fire. Not only is he on fire, but his buddy that's next to him in the tree is on fire. So these two are going tit for tat, gobble, 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 gobble. Well, the hens finally pitch down into this small pasture, and we see these gobblers go out too. Now we're thinking, man, we are done. The hunt's over. They're gonna follow the hens. We heard one or two more gobbles in the next 10 minutes, and then radio silence. It was pretty much over as far as we were concerned. So just when we think it's not gonna happen, we see some redheads coming through the bushes on the edge of this pasture. And sure enough, it was a gobbler and 4 or 5 jakes. And at that point in time, we felt like they were interested in what we had to offer. And as Ricky would call, they would stop, the gobbler would go into strut, he'd drop down out of strut, and they'd gain a little bit more ground. There's something to be said about spending time in the woods, getting ready for the fall, and putting a game plan together on how you think it's gonna go down. Whether it's looking at maps for public land hunts, or laying out food plots for the fall and the spring, or hanging new stands, checking trail cameras. Nothing quite compares to the anticipation that you feel for the fall when you get to go out and do these things during the preseason. And it certainly makes you feel good when a plan comes together. This segment is brought to you by Expandable Broadheads from Bowhunter One. Pure devastation, combining the best of a fixed blade and an expandable. So just when we think it's not gonna happen, we see some redheads coming through the bushes on the edge of this pasture. And sure enough, it was a gobbler and 4 or 5 jakes. And at that point in time, we felt like they were interested in what we had to offer. And as Ricky would call, they would stop, the gobbler would go into strut, he'd drop down out of strut, and they'd gain a little bit more ground. And after they hit about 60 yards, we felt confident they were coming to us. We had a couple decoys out. And when they hit about 45 yards, Ricky was asking me to go ahead and shoot the bird. And I felt like he was coming and we could get him a little bit closer. And as the gobbler kept coming closer, Ricky was getting a little bit more agitated with me, yelling at me, not yelling, but strongly suggesting that I shoot this bird about every step he took.
Kill him when you're ready.
Kenny.
I just
Barker.
killed an Osceola, baby. Oop, they're still here.
On. Yeah, but they're Jake's. Public land, baby. Hey, hey, hey.
Thank you, Ricky Lucky.
How about that, Kenny Barker?
Hey,
Huh?
public land.
Yes,
Just
sir.
roasted the good one.
Oh,
the
my-
first Osceola. Textbook, baby.
7:38. Look at that. Huh? 7:38.
Holy mackerel.
Oh my gosh.
I can't stop the fly.
Some people find it hard to believe that that was my first Osceola that I've killed. I live in the northern part of the state where it's all easterns, and finding a good place to Osceola hunt can be hard to come by. Most of the time you got to be savvy on public land, or you got to have a few dollars to be able to go with an outfitter. And I got really fortunate to take my bird off of public land, but it's something I definitely recommend. Most turkey hunters out there have got it on their bucket list, and you can find a lot of great places if you do your homework and you have a little bit of luck on your side.